To create exploded views and put them in a drawing here in Fusion 360. So let's go ahead and open up a file that we've been working on that already has an assembly in it. So I'm going to pick example 2 here. And this is my assembly. It's got 2 different components. You can see those there, and they are attached. So if I want to create an exploded view, this is going to be in a different workspace called an animation. So go ahead and change that big button to say animation. And here there is a timeline. So we want to transform this, well, by moving some things around. So we could try the auto explode. I haven't had any good luck with that. So instead I'm just going to click on the arrows there. And I'm going to select one of my components and use the arrows to separate these 2 things out. And press OK. So you could certainly separate as many pieces as you have, as you would need, and here you can see the separation that's happened. Down in the lower left, this is called Storyboard 1. I'm going to right-click on that and rename this to, say, Exploded View. That way when I go to look for this specific item in my drawing file, I will be able to find it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Save, click OK. It is saved as part of this design file. So it is still in this design workspace. It's just in an animation space. And there it is. It's exploded view. All right. So if we want to take our design and create a drawing, okay, I'm going to click New Drawing from Design. That is definitely what I want. The full assembly contents. But I do want to change this sheet size to say 11 by 8.5. So go ahead and click OK. And it takes a little bit to generate. It is still thinking. Yep, it takes a little bit of time, and that's okay. So by having selected the shape that I did, it is long ways. That's what I want to see. And now right before I place the base view, I can change the appearance. I can change the orientation. So maybe this is what I would prefer my base view to look like. So go ahead and place that and click OK. And then if you want to have any projected views, which of course we do, let's go ahead and choose projected view. Click on that, drag it to the right or drag it up, whichever direction would be best. And be sure, of course, to have an isometric as well. And press enter when you're done doing that. Definitely double click on the isometric and change the appearance style to shaded. That is definitely what we want. All right. And of course, as always, put in a couple of dimensions to indicate how these 2 things are related to each other, how far some things are away from each other. You don't need to put any individual parts dimensions. Don't worry about that. The last item we want to bring in is the exploded view. So when we go up to click base view, this time instead of representation of model, we're going to select exploded view. That's coming in from our storyboard. And that scale is a little too big, so maybe change it to 1:4, and then we can see the exploded view there. Go ahead and click OK. Leave that unshaded. That's perfectly fine. Unlike Onshape, there are no lines that connect this to show how the 2 are connected, but that's why it's on here with the isometric and the rest of the representations so that we can see that. Additionally, we want to include things like our balloons. So go ahead and select balloon. Make sure you drag those off at an angle. Put a balloon up for each individual item. And then go ahead and click table. And let's see, under type, click parts list. Select any one of these objects. I'm going to select my exploded view. And then we're going to place this. We might have to do some movement here shortly. And so sure enough, there are my component 1 and component 2. I probably should have named them. Yep, definitely should have. Apparently these are made of steel. I didn't know that. Hopefully you've changed your material to be correct. And if we don't want description, double click on your chart and you can take description out. and that way it helps fix up some of these issues with what we're seeing there. So we've got item, quantity, the part name, or in this case number, and the material. So that is an example of how to work with a drawing file as well as the exploded view.